Israelites, why are you doing this to me? You have not obeyed my commands. You will be punished by the hands of your enemies.
Why has God done this to us? We have toiled and worked in the land of our enemies.
We beg for your mercy.
Because you have repented from your sinful ways, I will give you mercy. I will give you a special group of people who will guide you. Deborah, her feminine charm breaks through the toughest enemies. Gideon, he has the power of the trumpet to blow away the enemy. And Samson, the man with the strength of 1,000 men, his power lies with his hair. These people will guide you to the path of righteousness and save you from the snares of your enemies. I call them the Judges.
What's the seventh book of the Bible? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges. Let's hear a song about it.
And now, the fabulous Bentley Brothers.
You can't turn on a TV today without seeing a courtroom show with a celebrity judge just a judging away, deciding who takes home the dough. But long before television, yeah, people used to live without it. God sent celebrity judges to Israel, and there's a book about it. It's called Judges, that's the name. The subject and the title are one and the same. Like a book about weather called Weather, or a book about Heather called Heather. Who's Heather? She's my cousin. Oh, and that's her name.
Yeah, but who are the judges?
Well, you got Othniel and Ehud, Shamgar and Deborah, Gideon and Tola, Jair and Jephthah. Who could forget about old Ibzan, or Elon and Abdon, and the most famous of them all, that long-haired dude named Samson.
He was strong.
They're the Judges, that's the name. The subject of the book and the title of the book are the same. Like a book about chimneys called Chimneys, or a book about Henry called Henry.
Who's Henry?
He's my neighbor. Oh, and that's his name.
Yeah, but who are the judges again?
You've got Othniel and Ehud, Shamgar and Deborah, Gideon and Tola, Jair and Jephthah. Who could forget about old Ibzan, or Elon and Abdon, and the most famous of them all, that long-haired dude named Samson.
He was strong. Until he got a haircut.
This program contains dramatic reenactments and material that may be disturbing to some audience members. Viewer discretion is advised.
That there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim, who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. And his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months. And her husband arose, and went after her, to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her again, having his servant with him, and a couple of asses. And she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days. So they did eat and drink, and lodged there. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart, And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, Comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. And they sat down, and did eat and drink both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. And he arose early in the morning of the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort thine heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat both of them. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law the damsel's father said unto him, Behold, now the day draweth toward an evening. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Lodge here, that thine heart may be merry, and tomorrow get you early on your way, that thou mayest go home. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed, and came over against Jebus, which is Jerusalem. And there were with him 2 asses saddled, his concubine also was with him. The day was far spent, and the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn in into the city of the Jebusites, and lodge in it. And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger, that is not of the children of Israel. We will pass over to Gibeah. The sun went down upon them when they were by Gibeah, which belongeth to Benjamin. And when he went in, he sat him down in a street of the city, for there was no man that took them into his house to lodging. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at even, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah. And the old man said, Peace be with thee. Howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me, only lodge not in the street. So he brought him into his house, and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet, and did eat and drink. Now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about, and beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them, and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so wickedly. Seeing that this man is come into mine house, do not this folly. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now, and humble ye them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you. But unto this man do not so vile a thing. But the men would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine, and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her, and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go. Then came the woman in the drawing of the day, and fell down at the door of the man's house where her lord was. And her lord rose up in the morning, and opened the doors of the house, and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman his concubine was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered. Then the man took her up upon an ass, and the man rose up, and gat him unto his place. And when he was come into his house, he took a knife, and laid hold on his concubine, and divided her, together with her bones, into 12 pieces, and sent her into all the coasts of Israel. And it was so, that all that saw it said, There was no such deed done nor seen from the day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and speak your minds.
After Joshua's death, the Israelites turn away from God and worship idols. God appoints judges as leaders to deliver the Israelites from their enemies and to bring them back to God. Othniel delivers his people from Mesopotamian invasion. God raises up Ehud to defeat King Eglon. Jabin and Sisera oppress Israel, but a prophetess named Deborah delivers Israel. A woman named Jael kills Sisera by driving a peg through his head. A Midianite invasion lasts 7 years and is ended by a judge named Gideon. Gideon sends 300 men into the Midianites' camp. Gideon defeats Zebah and Zalmunna and punishes Succoth and Penuel. After Gideon dies, his son Abimelech kills his brothers and reigns Israel as king until a woman throws a millstone on his head. A new judge, Jephthah, defeats the Ammonites. Israel is oppressed by the Philistines. God blesses Samson with strength, and he uses the jawbone of a donkey to kill 1,000 Philistines. Samson falls in love with Delilah, a Philistine woman. Samson reveals to her that his hair is the source of his strength. Delilah betrays Samson, his hair is cut, and his eyes are gouged out. Samson knocks down the temple pillars, killing the Philistine rulers. Israel has no leader and turns to corruption. A concubine is raped by Benjamite men until she dies, and her companion distributes 12 pieces of her body to the tribes of Israel. The tribes kill thousands from the tribe of Benjamin. They mourn for their lost tribe and help the remaining Benjamites.